Oh, maybe the English. Yeah, I see a lot of this fianchetto. So yeah, he's just playing a King's Indian regardless of what I play. Mr. Stale Natata. Oh, it's a different kind of King's Indian with the C pawn coming up instead of the E pawn. That's interesting. Oh, maybe he's going to put the E pawn up there too. Okay, I want to be able to move my king here. Yeah. So push the pawn there first. I want the pawn here to keep the knight out of this square. This is the Botvinnik setup. The two knights like this, the fianchetto, and yeah, I'm just going to take that. Now, where do I want to jump? Do I want to jump here? I think so. And then I thought I would take on this side. Thought this would be interesting. I'll try and get pressure on the E file here. It's a backwards pawn. And can also put pressure on this pawn. So he just pushes. That solves his problems. He left himself with doubled pawns for no particular reason. He could have taken back with a pawn. I think that would be a much better move. Okay, the queen is defending this bishop, so I can take here. I can take there. Can also put the bishop here. Can put my queen here. Okay, and he's pausing to think for the first time. So that is stopping my bishop from coming here. I can't put my queen here because it's needed for defense of the bishop. Can't defend the bishop with this rook because he takes here. Does he take here? Yeah, it's not a... not a good situation. Okay. Now I can move. The queen now defends this pawn. Queen. Ah. Okay. Now bishop here is possible, or out here. Maybe this side is good. If the queen leaves, I can trade and then take here. Although this will be loose, so yeah. So he pauses to defend, but when he does that, Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know what's going on here. I was thinking I could put the queen here and the bishop here, but he trades and infiltrates with his queen. And I don't know if I have enough counter pressure on his king. Let's get the rook over here. Yeah, that's what I was kind of expecting. If he takes, I can take back with the rook and defend this row. And otherwise, what is the queen doing there? The queen could go here, and then he could bring the rook in. Or there. That would work too. So, what I can do is sort of a trade. He can have this pawn, and I'll take this one. Yeah, his pieces are pretty active. The doubled pawns have given him some initiative, but in the long run, they should be a kind of weakness that I can exploit. Not seeing it now, though. Hey, drop the bishop back, push this pawn forward. Okay, he's going to push this pawn all the way forward and then put a rook there. Yeah, I think I need to push this pawn forward. I take, he takes. I take. Takes with the bishop. I could come in here. Don't know. Well, got to do it. It's a blitz game, so. Oh, he just steps aside like that. That's interesting. Let's take. Then I could go here. Gang up on this pawn. There. He wants me to take, so he gets a passed pawn there. I don't want to take. And this square defends the pawn and also attacks here, which is pinned. My rook is pinned too, but it still can defend the bishop taking here. He should just put his bishop back where he had it. Oh, decided to take that rook. Okay. I'm hitting this pawn. I'm hitting this pawn. Ah. Okay, I can't avoid the queen trade. I mean the bishop trade. I'll just step up with my king. But if he wants the bishop trade, he has to take it now. And yeah, he's got that weird tactic where he can put the bishop here and I can't take it. So I'm going to defend this way. And step up with my king. Hoping the better king position is worth the pawn. He steps here, I step here. That was a pretty clever trick, though. You put the bishop here, and it can't be taken because this comes forward. It can catch people by surprise. I'm going here. Going after those dark squared pawns. He can, yeah, he can take that one maybe. Now I'm a pawn up. From pawn down to pawn up. That's a nice way to deal with this. So we will blockade this one if we can. And try and push this one through. Yeah, see, he could not get in front of that pawn. And now he needs to defend it. So the bishop has to like choose a side. Ah, that's clever too. But I can just take now. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Don't bother rounding things up that don't matter. Okay, now I just need to make sure this one doesn't go anywhere. How do I do that? I think I walk in with the king, with the queen. So here, this might be one of those cases where it's a draw because I can't get my queen in front of that pawn and I don't have an extra pawn. I've used up all of my pawns. But that was a mistake because his only move was to give up that pawn. Yeah, so he probably had a draw there and then he gave it up. Okay, he resigned. If we look at this on the analysis board, I think at this point he can go here. Oh no, if he goes there, I take it. So maybe I'm already winning here. Did I get my, yeah, I got my queen into a good position. At some point it was probably a draw. No, it says this was winning. Okay, so that's nice. It's interesting. Yeah, I thought maybe he could draw through some stalemating trick there, but apparently not. Cool. Okay, maybe play a rapid game here. Let's play e4. $20.31. So we got a Sicilian. I'll play an open Sicilian. He brings the knight out. And then plays e6. So he could have played e6 and then bring the knight out. This is a, what is that? A Sveshnikov? No, it's not a Sveshnikov. It's a Taimanov Sicilian. I think c4 is not so good here because he's got a ready-made, with e6 already in place, he's got a ready-made d5. So might as well just develop and go ahead and block here. Now, where do I want the light squared bishop? Here, it blocks the defense of the knight. Here, it looks like it'll just get kicked around, and it's hitting into a pretty solid point in his structure there, so just get castled like this. Now, the moment of truth. Do I... Oh, I can put the bishop here now because he can't put the knight here. I can just take it. And now, I think if I get in f4 and e5, I'm in pretty good shape, even though it does give him this square. But this is some kind of weakness. He never played d6. Okay, plays it now. Yeah, d6 seems to me to be a necessary move here to prevent those dark squared weaknesses. Okay, so he did that. Technically, can I still play e5? He takes, I take, he takes. Do I have anything there? I could take the knight first and then play e5. And if he takes, I will take. Then I'll be left with an isolated pawn. But an open F file. What's the other way to play this? The other way to play it is with f5. He takes, I take. Are there any weaknesses over here I get a chance to exploit? Knight here to here. I can't leave off the defense of the e-pawn. How about I put the bishop there? That might be interesting. Take here, he takes. I push this pawn. He takes, I take back, the knight moves, and then I can take this pawn, hitting his rook. Okay, so he defends with the queen. Now, if I had a knight here, and this knight out of the way, I could put a bishop here. Let's start thinking about that. Also, I could play b3 and c4 here. Now that I've got this bishop here, this may be a better time to set up a Moroxi bind. So I could defend my knight, and I probably will. So I take here, he takes my knight, I take his bishop. He takes back, and I take the pawn. Maybe I should have taken that knight first. So I take a knight, he takes a knight, I take a bishop, he takes a knight. Yeah, it's all just even. Oh, but how is he going to take my knight? Yeah. I take here with check, and it's not even defended, so he has to take back there first. Now I can hop in here with the queen, with the knight, or the bishop, rather. You can put the queen here. Okay, I can push forward, hitting the bishop. And the knight. He takes, I take, he takes this knight, I take this knight. This knight moves. I take his bishop, maybe. I don't know, I think maybe I just need to move my knight. Where do I want to put it? Here. It has nowhere to go after the rook goes here and attacks it. Oh, well, I don't mind that. Don't mind that at all. Here. Help defend these pawns. Knight can go here next, hitting the bishop. Ah, didn't defend the pawns. Didn't defend that pawn anyway. Queen here. I guess that's just trouble, huh? Queen here after the knight takes, gets the pawn back, I guess. Pawn snatching, yeah, it's usually not so easy in this opening. Ah, but maybe that works. Let's see what he can do here. Yeah, the bishop defended the pawn. Oh. It's hitting my rook. Well, Jessica is playing a good game. All for want of a pawn. So I'm down the exchange here. And I do have a passed pawn. Let's see what I can do with it. Not much, it appears. Knight. Yeah, looks grim. Let's at least get one of these pawns here so he doesn't have those passers. Better defend my knight. I wanted to get the rook in front of the pawn, but no dice. Ah, that loses too, huh? I can't take something with check. Here. But he takes with the other rook. There, yeah, there's a mate. There is a back rank mate. And Jessica's not falling for it. Yeah. Gave the king a little luft. Okay, that's it for this game, and that's it for this session. So Jessica played a good game here. We can do a brief analysis and see how the computer judges this game. Because, well, I thought I played a fairly good game. And when I look at the inaccuracies and blunders, yeah, just played a little better here. Where was the turning point? The turning point was here. I'm not sure I understand this position. So white is a little better here, and after knight a4, white is worse. Well, that's yeah, I can't say I understand this. And then the bishop there, knight a5 was best, and then I did b3 defending, and knight e2 was best. And it's already -1, and then it just gets worse from there. So pretty smooth win for black. Just good play. And probably not a computer, because there were 3 inaccuracies, 19 average center pawn loss. Usually it's smaller than that when they use a computer. But it's a sign of someone who's maybe underrated. I think they just played a good game. Okay, that's it for this session. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye now.